That's what I used to do on the air.
Okay, here we
Christian
go.
radio station.
Hey, guys. All right. Uh-oh. Am I hearing something? Oh, it's just me.
I hear nothing.
I hear
Okay,
you.
so this is the behind the scenes of Today with Pastor Jay, and I have some real hams in the
Yeah.
studio. That is true. And this is going to be great because I have James Lee.
Pastor Jay, look up. Now I got my picture for my Facebook.
Yes. Yes. We're going to talk a little bit about that, and then we'll go on. All right, we'll talk. I've had both of you on, haven't I?
I've been on.
I've been
I've
on
had your
twice.
daughter was on,
I
wasn't
believe
she?
she was with us. Yes.
Yeah, that was nice. Okay, so we'll talk about that a little bit. And we'll talk about what is a ham. We'll start with that and how you're using all of that. I want to promote your YouTube channel. I want to promote your something in a box. What is
Shack in a
Yeah,
box.
we do.
Shack in a Box?
We have 2 YouTube channels.
Oh, you
and
have
we
YouTube
a
channel?
ham radio
Okay.
company too.
Oh,
Shack
my
in a
goodness.
box.
Yeah, I know it was something in a box. Shack?
Yeah,
Pretty good.
like
huh?
a Radio Shack in
Yeah.
a box. Shack in a box.
You have a ham radio what now?
We have a ham radio YouTube channel, and we also have one for my new moniker, No Limb Jim.
No Limb Jim. Okay.
And mine's Ham Fun
Ham
with
Fun.
KO4 PDI.
The most incredible up and coming YouTube channel about ham radio out there.
Okay, so this
his
is going to be fun.
subscribers just
And
went bonkers last week.
did you say
And
March 9th?
March 9th is the Ham Fest at the Elks
Okay, Ham
on
Fest.
Old King, 53
We're getting
Old
ready
Kings
for
Road,
it.
Palm
We're
Coast.
getting ready. So you get
He fell asleep a half hour ago. He's not paying attention.
You know, you could share if you go on your Facebook.
Yeah.
You could share it now. People can watch it live. You know.
Oh,
Did you know that?
yeah. Are you already streaming on Facebook?
I'm already streaming
All right, I'll go over to Facebook.
on Facebook. I'm streaming on X. I'm streaming on YouTube. All of it right now at the same time.
Really? So if we go to our Facebook
You'll see.
and share this.
I'm
let me
not on
see.
the Wi-Fi. Let me get on the Wi-Fi.
Okay.
The Wi-Fi is which?
See, I'm on 5G
Blackberry
because I
radio?
am not a tinfoil hat wearing NIMBY.
Yeah. What's the password?
FM. Mm-hmm. So we're streaming live right now, and I've got these people. in
Pastor
the studio.
J.
You can get me on my personal page, and I'm streaming on my Today with Pastor J page as well. And
There she is.
see, ta-da.
Ta-da.
You want me to log in on Wi-Fi since I know the password?
Yeah, we can log in on the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I have 5G also, but I can't get it.
5G's not working too good because there's so many people complaining
So
about
we'll-
5G in Palm Coast.
I don't even know what that is.
What
It
cracks
does
me
not
up is
cause cancer.
nobody wants any antennas by their house, but they complain their phone don't work. I'm like,
Yeah.
you get one or the other. You can either have. All right,
Oh,
Pastor J,
you
how come
must-
I don't see you on my Facebook?
Was I already there? I must have
Yeah.
been logged in last time I was
You
here.
might have been
All right, let's
asking for your face.
try Face ID again. Hey, that's me.
Oh, there you are.
Did it log in?
Yeah, looks like it did.
Share to a group.
Okay. Yeah, it's going to be fun. I have no idea what they're going to say. They're going to probably talk more than me. This is going to be interesting because they're always on the radio. And I get to hear these nice, deep radio voices and all kinds of other stuff. I'm going to be a ham one of these days.
We're going to help you get your license this month.
This month?
It's very
He'll get
easy.
you.
As in January?
Let him teach you how to learn.
How about in February?
Okay. Get my license.
All right, everybody watching
I'm gonna
on
walk
Facebook.
around. You know, I'm
We're with
licensed.
Pastor Jay doing a radio show. When's it gonna air? Sunday or?
It's going to air this Sunday.
Okay, it's gonna air this Sunday. So if you guys are watching us on Facebook, YouTube, or whatever,
It'll
we're gonna
air
be there
on,
Sunday.
yeah,
I saw on WNZF. is that right?
WNZF News
Yeah.
Radio, 94.9 FM and 1550 AM. You can also
At
go to
8 o'clock.
at 8 a.m. However,
8 a.m.
you can also listen on TuneIn on the Alexa device, anywhere.
Hey, Alexa.
Yeah, it'll say,
Now
you know,
everybody who's listening, their Alexas just came on.
Alexa, I want a pizza.
Mom, oh, my
I
mother's a
did
whole
that
other
at
thing.
physical therapy one day, just playing around. And it's like, the closest pizza is Domino's. Would you like to order?
Well, I said, Alexa, I want a new president, and didn't work. All right, let's go. You ready?
I love the music. Hit it, baby.
You You are now tuned in to Today with Pastor Jay on WNZF News Radio, where we discuss inspiring and informative news. And now here's your host, Pastor Jerlyn Denny.
Wake up, wake up, wake up. Good morning. It's a wonderful, beautiful, and great day. And I'm so excited. I'm pumped up, fired up, ready to go because I have two handsome men in my studio who are incredible people. I love them. There's not a thing that they can do about it. And they have such a heart for God. They have such a heart for the community. So I'm very excited to have them both here. They've been on my show individually. Now I have them both here, and they are hams. I mean, they are really hams.
We are true hams.
They are real hams, and that would be Michael Randazzo and James Lee, also known as No Limb Jim. Thank you guys for joining me today.
You're welcome.
Well, you're here because I'm super excited. Let's just get right into it. Super excited, Mike, because not only are you a member of Gerald Ministries, my church, but you're a good friend of mine, and that's not an easy combination. And
Tell me about it.
a lot of people can't handle and separate the two, but that takes a spiritual maturity. So I just want to thank you for not just being my friend, but also being my son. How about that? How cool? How cool is
You have
that?
to talk to my mother about that. She might have something to say about it.
Spiritual.
Okay,
Spiritual
yeah.
son.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and we've prayed many times for your mom. So I just want to thank you also for being on the show. And then we have you, Mr. James Lee.
Yes, ma'am.
I am so inspired and encouraged by you, your wife, your family, overall over the past few years, So thank you again for being on the show.
Thank you. I
So
appreciate
when
it.
we talk about ham, we're talking about not real hams or people that
Ham
like,
radio.
not people that like to stay in front of the camera, not that type of ham, right?
Yeah,
Well,
so
I'm one of those too. So
You one of those too?
ham radio, otherwise known as amateur radio, which has been
Amateur
around
radio.
since the days of Marconi.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a use of radio frequencies by people who have licenses. You have to pass a test to get a license. That you can communicate locally, regionally, around the world. You can bounce signals through satellites. You can bounce signals off the moon and talk on shortwave to people around the world. So it's been going on for, what, Mike, a little over 100 years now?
yeah, when did Marconi make his call across the Atlantic from Cape May? That was probably what,
I think it was like
1909?
1909, 1919. I don't know.
Yeah,
So
somewhere
long
back
time
then.
ago.
Yeah.
A long time ago.
That was the first transatlantic wireless communication.
So how did the two of you, did you connect over amateur radio or were you friends before?
Oh, my
no, you
goodness.
got to know our first meeting was
Oh,
great.
my goodness. I'll let Mike
I was
tell
ready
that.
to kill him.
You really?
Yeah, I discussed something with him that happened to me involving a gun and a road rage incident. And
Oh my goodness.
he proceeded to tell me I was brandishing, and I'm like, nobody saw the gun. I was the only one that knew I had a gun, and I never had to use it, thank God. Some guy was chasing me in his pickup truck
Oh, my
trying
goodness.
to cause something, and I explained the story to him, and it was at lunch, and this is before he had
It
any
was
issues.
at a ham radio lunch.
At a ham radio lunch, and he's telling me this, and I went to my buddy Jim, Jim, ND1C, and I said, I ain't sitting with that guy. He's a jerk. He's like, no, go ahead, sit with him.
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
my goodness.
and then, but here, just to show you the juxtaposition, I really didn't see you again until after what happened to you in December of 21.
I think so. I think it was
I ran into you at Home Depot right before you went to the hospital
correct
for the
at
operation.
Home Depot. And I was,
So let's talk about what happened to you in December of 21.
oh, wow.
Real briefly.
So real briefly, I've done a lot of disaster relief and work in war zones. In 2019, I was bitten by a mosquito in the Bahamas after Hurricane Dorian. I contracted West Nile virus. We think that may have caused the mitral valve in my heart to fail. Went in to have a relatively simple surgery to fix it. Was told I would drive home in 3 or 4 days. I woke up 2.5 months later. Was in the hospital for just under 5 months, and ended up having my both of my legs amputated, and at least part or some of all 10 of my fingers amputated.
I remember this was supposed to be a routine surgery. I don't know if you recall, but we were somewhere and I prayed for you.
We were at the school board meeting
I
when
prayed
everything was
for
going
you.
south about the book that was
I
being-
prayed for you, and you said, "Hey, I've got surgery tomorrow. Will you pray for me?" And I
Yep.
stopped right then, and I prayed for you at that time. And I'm going to tell you, you just never know. And we've been praying for you and your family ever since.
you.
In fact, Mike comes on my prayer line. He gets up early in the morning.
Not every time.
Well,
Most of them.
most of them.
At least once a week.
A lot of the times, at least once a week. Mostly on Tuesdays. Thursdays, I'm got to figure out what he's doing on Thursday. He must have a date Wednesday night or something. But anyway, that's another story. But we were praying. I was praying, of course, and I guess the initial shock of it all. But your wife kept us informed over everything. Mike made sure you were always lifted up in prayer. I made sure, and there was several people praying for you, for your life. Would you, and I'm going to ask you a question, would you have rather just be, and this is a tough one, be gone or where you are now?
I am where I need to be. So I'm glad I'm here. I wouldn't be lying if I didn't say there were days when I'm like, well, why didn't I just die? Because it has been
This
very
is real
tough.
talk, you know? And here's the thing, being transparent and just opening up about the struggles and things that we have, I've learned have helped so many people.
I think so. And I have shared those struggles on the No Limb Gym YouTube channel. I started that channel because when I found out I was going to lose my legs and my fingers, I was concerned about what life would look like. And I went to look on the internet for information about being an amputee. And most of what I found was not anything you'd want to watch. It was borderline pornography.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, there's a whole sick culture out there
Well, people do
involving
have,
amputees.
people have some mental instabilities
They do.
because there's sin in the world, right?
There is sin, but I can say this, that I wish that I hadn't gone through it, but in a way, I'm glad I went through it.
I've seen
Because
some
it's
of your
been
humor, how
very-
you've been able to use humor
It's
of
been
it all.
hard to go through, but I'm somebody who is resilient, and I do not take no for an answer.
How has your sense of humor? Because I've seen you use a lot of humor. I saw a post some time ago. You were talking about how finger puppets were just unfair. And I went,
They are. They're discriminatory against finger amputees.
yes. And I went,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay,
which
really?
Is doubly, if you know how conservative I am, I'm not politically correct. And I was just like, you know what, to each their own. People should be able to associate with whom they want to associate.
I agree.
And I'm making the joke that you're discriminating against the fingerless. Humor is a mature defense mechanism. I learned that in psychology class when I was in medical school a few years ago. And I learned that when Ronald Reagan was shot, before they put him under in the operating room, he joked with the surgeons and he said, I sure hope all of you guys are Republicans.
oh,
And
wow.
it turned
I
out they were
remember
all
that.
Democrats.
Oh, my goodness.
They were, but it was humor. And it's cemented to me that, in medical school, you see some really morbid stuff. In
Right.
disaster relief, in the war zones, you see morbid stuff. And then a lot of the way that the people deal with it is with humor.
Oh, I deal with tragedy and things with humor
Yeah.
all the time. The Bible says a merry heart is good like medicine, and it's so
And, that is
extremely
true.
true.
That is true.
Just being able to laugh and I always try to look for the joy, because the joy of the Lord absolutely is my strength, is your strength. You're not going to be happy all the time, but if you can just maintain your joy, right? Maintain
Absolutely.
your joy. It will.
I could chime in right here. I remember
Mm-hmm.
a year ago, August, at the Huntsville Ham Fest, Jim was not in a good place. I remember that like yesterday.
I remember it too.
And I said
because I
to
got
him,
a phone call.
I know it's bad. I said, but there's a reason you're still alive. We don't know what it is. We don't know what God's idea of what this is for. But I rest on the fact that when I die and go to heaven, I'll know as I am known, and it'll be all explained to me then. I don't have to worry about it right now. All I got to do is have faith that there's a reason for everything. Well, I said that to him, and this year at Huntsville, actually 23 at Huntsville in August,
Right.
I went to the Space Museum, and I was taking pictures and posting them on Facebook, and he calls me up. He says, hey, Mike, are you already in Huntsville? I said, yeah. He goes, I'm here too. You want to go to dinner? And I'm like, I don't know what that's going to involve, but yeah, I'll go to dinner with you. He goes, I'll pick you up. I
Uh-oh.
went, what?
Uh-oh. He going to pick you up.
He came all by himself. He set up his booth all by himself, drove here to Huntsville, Alabama from Florida.
All by himself.
All by himself. And we had a nice little lunch together. It was early, so we couldn't get the prime rib, which stunk. But
Right.
we had hamburgers.
fun.
It was good food.
I'm not a fan of prime rib
You know,
anyway.
But
well,
I was just so
remember
impressed at the contrast between
from
a
1
year
year-
ago to now. I'm like,
Yes.
those are our prayers being answered.
It is. And what you don't know, Jim, is that particular festival, he called me from the festival. Pastor Jay.
I was in a
stop
very bad
everything,
place.
Stop
I was in a
everything.
very
that-
bad
I mean,
place
he
then.
didn't say stop everything that you're doing, but he called me and I answered the phone. He said, we've got to start lifting and praying for Jim.
Thank you.
There's something
Yeah.
going on, something that he saw
That
that,
was
he
when
had
you were
discerned.
depressed.
You know, and so I want you to know that he went from thinking that you're a jerk to completely saturating the atmosphere
Yes.
and bombarding heaven and hell and everywhere else
You know-
for prayers. Look, for prayers to the Lord and fighting Satan on your behalf, you know, by decree and declaring that you shall not be, you know, be confounded by what you're going through. He went from that to that, and you that's a testimony of not just his relationship with Jesus Christ, the power of prayer, but also how he saw you and how a connection through ham radio, how a connection and just being in a community, how it had bonded
Yeah,
you two
I
together.
think it was also primarily a connection through the Holy Spirit.
Absolutely.
Both of my
Relationship with the Lord.
grandfathers were people that people either loved them or hated them, and that has been through my life. There's no middle ground, and I think that's because I lay it on the table and say it. I say what I think, which both of them
Me
did.
too.
Yeah, I think.
Well,
we're-
you know, I
we're
mean, you
kindred
either
spirits
love
as
me
well.
or you hate me, but you know what I say? I'm amazing. If I was them,
You
I talk
you
about
too.
me too. And
Yeah.
with that note, we've got to take a break. Don't go anywhere, guys. Don't touch that dial. You're listening to Today with Pastor Jay.
I never heard you on the radio.
I tend to do this sometimes. I mean, there's kind of like a flow to it, you know.
Yeah.
Ah,
I need
okay.
this desk for my ham shack. This would be perfect.
Oh my, you should see his ham shack. Oh, I'm going to
it's
talk about
dangerous.
that.
There's a
All
lot
right.
of wires hanging around.
All right, you ready?
I'm set.
In 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back. Welcome back. You're listening to Today with Pastor Jay, and I have Michael Randazzo and No Limb Jim. Let's get your call signs for, what is it again?
Go ahead, Mike. Go first.
Kilo Oscar 4, Papa Delta India, Echo Lima 99's my grid square, KO4 PDI.
And mine is Whiskey X-Ray 4 Tango Victor. And that actually has a history to it. I used to
it
be
does.
a cameraman for the Weather Channel.
Uh-oh.
WX means weather for television.
Oh.
WX4 TV.
You'll never forget it.
Never.
You will never forget it. So you went from being a jerk to now you're praying for each other.
I don't know if he's praying for me. I'm praying for him.
I'm sure he's praying. Okay. Okay. So since I'm your pastor, trust me, he's praying for you.
Yeah.
He is
Well,
praying for you.
you know what it is? It's like I had a chiropractor. I used to suffer from migraines. And she taught me a trick to get rid of my migraines by pressing as hard as I can on the back of my neck. And I was like, this is stupid. It hurts like hell. She said, don't worry. When you let go, your muscles will relax because you get squeezed so tight, the muscles can do nothing but relax, which ends your headache instantly. That's what this is in life. We're getting squeezed from
We are.
everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Your only result is to turn my face toward Jesus and say a prayer and say, you know, hey, anytime you're ready, you can do the rapture. I'm here. I'm ready to go.
You know, I've done that.
Come and get
In
me.
times of extreme stress, I run around the house and say, Jesus, come quickly. And by the time I pass out and run out, I'm like, oh, I guess there's still work to do. He's not coming right now. What I love is, Mike, I remember you were praying, and we have been praying about what's getting ready to happen for a
Right.
while. You may not know this, Jim, but it's gone maybe even a year where you've been praying because, Jim, you have been bombarded with so many medical bills, so much debt, and it has, I don't want to say it has broken Mike's heart, but it has concerned, not necessarily concerned, but he's grieved because he loved you and your family so. And he has seen your resilience, and he has seen, just like you going to these festivals by yourself and setting up and doing all these things. He has seen the resiliency in you, regardless of what's going on in your life, regardless of the millions of dollars of medical bills and trying to take care of a family, a wife, and children who are brilliantly smart, I should say, that he wanted to help. So we've been praying for a while, and he was asking the Lord, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? And just recently he called me and said, hey, I've got a meeting with the Elks. Just pray that they see what I see and that they allow me to do this next thing. So Mike, I'm going to let you have it. And why don't you tell us what
Well,
you are doing?
I have been an Elk for about 4 years. And the one thing I love about the Elks is how giving they are, selflessly giving. Anytime there's a need, they will rally around it and try to do something about it. So I said to myself, I really wasn't involved with them other than going there for a dinner once in a while and stuff like that. They sent out an email probably like 3 months ago saying, anybody know IT work? Well, I don't really know IT, but really wasn't IT they needed. They needed somebody to fix their sound system and their television system.
Oh, that's right up your alley.
And I know how to do that. So I went there, I took pictures of everything. I looked up the manuals. I found out how to use all the stuff, and I got it working for them. And I'm in the process of getting a jumbo TV to work so they could have the Super Bowl and the Daytona 500
nice.
there. And while I'm doing it, I'm saying to myself, this would be an amazing venue to have a ham radio festival. And if we could run a ham radio festival here and raise money for Jim, that would be fantastic because he's my neighbor. He lives in our town. I can understand how there were other guys all over the country that tried to raise money for him, but the need is so great. It's going to be an ongoing thing that has to continue for years to raise money to help him out, unless he wins a lawsuit, which isn't even going to get to court until 2025. So he needs stuff now.
He needs it now.
And the man's got no fingers, and he's still building his go boxes for ham radio guys, and he's getting sales in that. And his kids don't want to do it. They want to live their own life, which is completely understandable.
It's understandable.
And, he was depressed about that. Well, luckily, he got a couple of jobs. Things are happening, coming together. Hopefully, he'll get some prosthesis soon to help him do what he wants to do. But in the meantime, he's got to put food on the table. He's got to get the rent paid. He's got to take care of his family. All his kids are in college.
I know that feeling.
And it's not easy. So I said, it's, to whom much is given, much is required. And I looked at him, and since maybe October, this has been like such a big thing in my head. God's telling me, you have to do this.
Oh, I know.
You got to do this. This is your calling. You're going to do this. And I've been involved in a lot of charitable things that the Elks have done. So I went there with a little trepidation, thinking, well, they don't know ham radio. They don't really know me. I'm not that active, but, well, now I'm recruited onto the House Committee of the Elks.
And you're having this ham festival on
and
March
they agreed to do it. March 9th, we're having a ham radio festival at the Elks of Palm Coast, which is at 53 Old Kings Road. It's going to start at 9 a.m. and go till 4:30.
That's a nice day.
And
what's involved in a ham festival?
Well, what's involved is somebody drags their dusty old crap they don't use anymore out to this place, and they put it on a table, and people pay them for it.
Really?
So they all get to make a little money. So we're going to charge for tables. Outside will be $20 for a parking space.
Okay.
Inside will be $30 for a table. And I'm getting professional organizations like Gigaparts and Ham Radio Outlet. And now I got DX Engineering already told me today they'll give us two $50 gift certificates for DX Engineering, so people can win that.
And this is a great time for those that may be interested in
the
ham
best
radio,
thing is,
right? You can come and get some information.
Yes.
You got your YouTube channels, both of you have.
I'd really like to get a get on the air station so people that don't have a license can come and try it and see
We
what
could
it's about.
probably arrange that.
Yeah.
I know a guy who builds ham radio go boxes,
Okay.
and he would probably be easily that's me.
Is his name No Lim Jim?
Yeah,
I'm just
No Lim
curious.
Jim.
Yeah.
that guy.
And
that guy.
He does have some kids who like to get on the air and show people
how to do it.
So yeah, we probably likely could have a get on the air station there.
Great. I got antennas.
Fairly easily.
Oh, I've seen your
got
antennas.
Yeah, the one
we've
you
got
saw me with
antennas,
at
we've got
Princess Place. We could use.
radios and go
Right.
boxes, and that could actually be a nice little demonstration. And I think there's going to be some demonstrations. Mike's going to demonstrate talking on satellites.
Yes. And then there's also his daughter.
Either I or myself or my daughter may do a talk about some things we've done with ham radio.
Wonderful.
Mike may do
So
a
that's
talk
gonna be
on
fun.
stuff. So yeah,
This is going to be
there's
really
a lot.
fun.
And
Going to have some food there, because I like to eat.
The Elks are gonna provide
Their
the
food is
bar.
always good.
Be a cash bar if people want to get a beer or something. They can get that. They'll also have food available.
And this
at
is
an
on
extra
March
cost.
the 9th.
March 9th. They can show up at 6 a.m. to set up.
Right.
And the guys
And how
that
do people get in contact with you?
you can email me at my call sign, KO4PDI at 1791.com. KO4PDI at 1791.com. You can follow my Facebook group, Ham Fun with KO4PDI. I'm also KO4PDI on X, and I'm also on YouTube, Ham Fun with KO4PDI.
All right. Well, we got to take another break. Don't go anywhere. Don't touch that dial. You are listening to Today with Pastor J. I'm going to ask you a question real quick. I need a short answer, and then we're going to round it up with just giving out some more information.
Okay.
Okay.
You are listening to Today with Pastor J on WNZF News Radio. I just felt like I wanted to say that. They got all these other call signs and stuff and blah, blah, blah. 94.9 FM or 1550 AM. And you can reach me by going to todaywithpastorj.com and click on the podcast if you missed the show.
She'll be a great ham radio operator.
I listen.
'Cause
I'm
she
going
is
to
a
get
ham.
I'm a ham.
She will not be
and
afraid of talking on the radio.
Listen, okay, first of all, I have decided no more cuckoos in my life. So if y'all have cuckoos on ham radio, I'm out.
We will try to put the cuckoo filter on your radio.
Thank
for
you. Oh, excited.
Keyword try.
Oh, I'm getting a cuckoo-free ham radio, but I'm going to get my license. Excited about that. We have a deadline. I have to get it before the festival. I will have my
yes.
license before the festival. How do I get my call sign? Do I get to make it up? What do I do?
You can, when you first get your call sign, they will issue you a call sign, and then you can pick a call sign and apply for it.
Okay.
It's called a vanity call sign.
Oh, because I'm all about having, I have a vanity phone number.
I'm sure you do.
I have two, 828 Geraldine and 844 Geraldine, and I own geraldine.com.org.info and .net.
I know a famous meteorologist who has a phone number that spells tornado.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's super cool.
That's true.
So seeing all of this that Mike has gone out to do, what was your first response and reaction when you found out that this is what he's doing for you?
So I was humbled. We do have a lot of need. There's millions and millions and millions of dollars in medical bills that we likely will not have to pay because they'll be covered
Right.
in the lawsuit if we win. But in the short term, trying to pay rent, trying to pay electricity, and just the basic needs. The wheelchair that I need to get is about $9,000.
Wow.
We're trying to get prosthetics. Prosthetics may be covered by the Department of Education through vocational rehab, but
the need is just great.
I started seeing them in April of last year, and they're like, "Oh, within 90 days we'll get the ball rolling," and we're
Here we
still
are.
trying to get the ball
Almost
rolling.
a year. Let's give some contact information. So if people want to just reach out to you to donate any amount, where's
Tell
a
them
good
about
place?
your GoFundMe.
Yeah, so there's a GoFundMe, and we can put the link to that on my Facebook page, which is No Limb Gym on Facebook,
Okay.
or on nolimbgym.com. I believe they are already on there, but I'll
Okay,
make
good.
sure
That'd be good.
that they are there. We also have the No Limb Gym YouTube channel.
That
has
sounds like, well, thank you so very much. All right, guys. Yesterday, the time just went gone. It's just gone away. The show's like at the
It
end now.
goes quickly.
It goes very quickly, especially when you're having fun. So you know what I say? Yesterday's gone. Tomorrow's not promised. What are you going to do today? You're going to thank my sponsors, Steve Verrier, the FloridaMortgageCenter.com, for sponsoring the show. And you're going to go to Church on the Rock and say, hey, we love Today with Pastor J. Thank you for sponsoring and keep her on air. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. Don't forget, March 9th at the Elks Lodge. God bless you. Have a great day. You guys are.
That's probably the best.
And people can't hear me. All right, guys. So thank you so very much for watching. We are out. Have a great day. Don't forget to go to nolimbgym.com and click the donate button, or to go out to the Elks Lodge on March the 9th, of which I will be a licensed ham by then with my, how long it take to get a vanity?
You won't have it by then,
Oh,
but you'll be in the process.
I'll be
again.
telling people what it's going to be and believe in it. Listen, I work backwards because, I'm left-handed. So I need to think of what my vanity is going to be now
There you go.
before I even get the license, right?
There
You're
you go.
laughing because you know I will. I'm gonna call him every day. Mike, what do you think about this one? What do you think about that? Think about that. All right, God bless you guys. Thank you so very much. Don't forget to share this. Share. God bless you. Bye-bye.